Good evening. It's 8:31, but it's better than 8:32 or 8:33. It's the takeaway. We've got Pat and Paddy tonight, for the next 30 minutes. We discuss Ollie's, I wouldn't say Ollie's flops, Ollie's less favoured players under a manager who's got tactics and a philosophy and a style of play. Guys, this is the takeaway. Let's hit this. Gentlemen, Paddy, long time no see. How you doing, man?
Good, bro. Very good. Very good.
That's what I like. That's what I like to see. Pat, I saw you the other day, man. But how you doing, big man?
Not bad at all. Apologies to everybody. That 1 minute delay was all my fault. I was sitting in the wrong stream by myself.
Bro, no stress, man. No stress. A lot worse has happened, boy. A lot worse has happened, man. Before we go any further, Liverpool are equalised. Okay, I won't say what I was going to say. Then I hope they will lose. That's the way that it goes, guys. Ollie's favourites. Obviously, say Ollie's favourites, but we're going to talk Fred. Ronaldo was on this list for some unknown reason, although maybe I think that might have changed. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof and Maguire. 5 players struggling under Ten Hag. I'm going to put it to you, Paddy. I know, obviously, you've got your opinions on these players.
Oh, yeah.
Do you feel that Ten Hag has now adapted your opinion?
No, not at all. I'm sorry. You're talking about Lindelof, not good enough for this club at all as a defender. And he did play well against Everton. He came on. He's still, for me, not the first choice defender. He has to come on and help out. Then finally, at the moment, we have to. These players we can't get rid of all the players we don't like at the moment. They have to be part of the squad, but still not good enough for me at all. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, we know that, not the manager's first choice. Dalot's playing in there again, player I don't really rate. Maguire, bless him, he's on holiday now, isn't he? Sorry, again, another squad player, but I think he's edging out the door. I think he's done now at United. But they're not under Ten Hag. I know Ten Hag talks about in his press conferences about these players are going, he won't come out and say they're not good enough. He's always going to give them a chance, but I think it's done. I think he's been very, very diplomatic. But we know that they're just not. They're just not. Fred, sorry again, not for me. I know he plays a Brazilian team with Casemiro, but I think we need better. But that'll come. But they're just not my players. They're just not. I want the standard. I mean, Man City's bar's there. I know it is. We'll never reach that at the moment. But at least to get a bit of quality in them better. But we're winning matches, aren't we? We're winning matches. So at the moment, the players are all, we're getting 3 points, we're winning matches. So you can't even have better than that. But I can see outside the box, Mr. B, about these players. They're just not good enough.
Pat, these 5 players, they're not getting any game time at all at the moment. Do you think that they're not good enough? Do you think that they could be improved under coaching from Ten Hag? Or like Paddy, do you think that they're done?
I would take Cristiano Ronaldo out of the equation. So them 4 players. Well, look, maybe Cristiano as well, because no disrespect to him, he is getting on and he ain't going to last forever, as much as we all love him. Are they good enough for Manchester United? Yes, they are, but as squad players. If they had been bought into a Manchester United squad of 10 years ago, they may have been given 2 years and moved on. They may have been given a year. They've all been given a lot more time than they should have been given. And somehow they're still at the club because we like holding on to players. Hence why Phil Jones is still at the club. And a few more who
50-year contract is on.
Yeah, and a few more players who we're trying to get rid of at the minute, So squad players is the bracket I'd put them in at the moment. I don't think getting rid of them, but improving them is definitely the way forward.
So none of these players could be coached under Ten Hag?
Harry Maguire, quite possibly.
Guys in the chat, sorry, so 1 second. Guys in the chat, do you think there's anybody that can be improved under Ten Hag? Who do you think's been improved under Ten Hag? I'm going to put that to you guys too as well. Just I'll put that out there because my memory, I'm going to forget it. But Pat, sorry to cut you off. Go on.
Cool, man. Harry Maguire, do I think he can improve? He's probably the best of the bad bunch there. I think quite possibly he could be. Victor Lindelof, I don't think he can make it back in to be a 4th-team squad player. He's too flimsy or something. He drives me up the wall. He has 2 or 3 good games and he just goes back to making stupid mistakes again. Fred, I like Fred, good hard worker, but he's hard work won't keep you in the 4th team. Scott McTominay is finding out now with Casemiro's now hitting form. Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Aaron Wan-Bissaka just might not suit the style of football that Erik ten Hag wants to play. I think he's more of a defensive defender, if that makes any sense at all. He hasn't got it in his locker for going forward and crossing the ball in, which is expected of him as Manchester United player. So Cristiano, if Martial was fit, Cristiano's not in that team. Not starting all the time, and anyway, he'd be coming in cameos more often than being the first number 1 striker. Only down to age.
What was that question that I asked now? You both forgot it, didn't you?
Which one? which one is a fit to stay in the 4th team?
Is that what it was? Is that what I asked?
Yeah.
Paddy.
Yeah.
Cheer up, man. What players in that United team float your boat at the moment? Come on, you tell me.
Anthony, since the Arsenal game,
you're smiling. Yes, I got you smiling.
I was shouting, yes, and in the stand, I thought, fantastic, Arsenal against Arsenal as well. The way he took that goal and his debut as well. So since his debut, he's been brilliant, and also in that City game, he scored that goal, and he's got us back in the Everton game. I love these players that get us back in the game again. And he's got fearlessness and he's got a bit innocent skill. And he's beautiful. I think great player. I love him. I know Pat, bless him, said about him not tracking back. Scholes has had a go at him again, being a one-trick pony. I thought it was harsh. Ronaldo, I remember when he first come on, he got a lot of stick from ex-players saying he always flicks and he's. But for me, great. And Casemiro the other night, I know he gave that mistake away, but then he got back in the game. I thought, yeah, Casemiro. And that ball, scissored ball to Ronaldo, I thought, yeah. Even the Evertonians on their podcast were getting a bit upset about it. I can't believe it. You come on, £60 million player, and got through. We couldn't cope with them. So I thought, great, that upset them, didn't it? So I was pleased. Those are the 2 players at the moment, Casemiro and Marcia. To be fair, I think it needs a bit of time. I know Martinez, but Marcia is still learning. But I love this Anthony and Casemiro. I do. That's the 2 for me.
Just the 2.
Yeah.
What about you, Pat?
I love Anthony because he has that little bit of lunacy in him as well as a hard-working player. His only bad game so far was the Man City game, but he wasn't the only player with his head spinning for 90 minutes now, in fairness. Well, definitely the first 45, and anyway. We all love Martinez. Martinez is great. He's the epitome of lunacy and that controlled lunacy. I can see why Erik ten Hag loves him for his apparent controlled aggression, because he looks like he's about to fly off the rail all the time, but he doesn't seem to be doing it. He just has that crazy work rate and he just wants to get stuck in, but he doesn't seem to be rash or look like he's going to get himself sent off like an Eric Bailey. That's the best way I can explain him. Casemiro, we got like
Eric
yeah, but he was a lunatic, Pat.
Yeah, but I don't want a lunatic. I want a central defender who's going to defend strong.
No, but that's the point I'm saying. That Martinez is an improved version of.
Oh yes, sorry, my apologies.
Yeah. You didn't even listen to what I said. You just heard Bailey flew off the rails. You just heard Bailey went.
I'm going to lunatic. Eric Bailly is just like.
I said Bailey and Paddy's notes went up in the air.
Get him out of the club now. I'm driving to his club wherever he's gone. Spain, I don't know, Portugal.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
So basically, I'll say it again. Martinez is an improved version of Eric Bailey. Okay, and we've got
slightly shorter.
Slightly shorter. Okay,
Yeah.
so Martinez, fantastic. He's improving our defense. Malacia, I think Malacia is fantastic. He just needs a little bit more experience and a bit more game time, which will come in time for the young lads. Rafael Varane's like a new player this year because I don't think he played last year.
Made a glass though, Pat. He made a glass. That's the problem.
Yeah. Well, look, Pat. Let's hope Eric Ten Hag can manage that. That's all I can say. Otherwise, he'd have to be improved or replaced. Casemiro, fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Where his last game is what we've all been waiting for, where he's been having cameo, and now he's starting to get match fit. He's starting to get comfortable with his surroundings and the players he's playing with. And all of a sudden, he's banging balls through the middle. He was up doing diving headers. I couldn't believe it. It was everything that I've been praying for the past 7 or 8 years, looking for a decent midfielder in there. So, Eriksen, all I have to do is say the man's name, Eriksen, and I don't need to say anything else. He's a silky footballer, and he's a fantastic addition to that squad. I love the fella. Absolutely excellent he is. After that, like, who else did we sign? That was the 4 players, Malacia as well. So I think they're all doing fantastic. You know, every one of them's doing fantastic. As well as put it this way, they're keeping out all the players from last year, and that's good enough for me. And that's all I want to see. So
are we saying then that the decisions that Ten Hag has made in the transfer market, we're not going to say club. I'm not going to put it to club, but are you happy? Obviously, we're all happy with the buys that he's made. What is it? What did he bring in? 5?
4.
We trust
4.
The
Brack for the goalkeeper, but we haven't got a chance to see him yet.
Yeah. No. I don't think we're going to see him. I was talking to Bill Baggio earlier on, in the comments, and I don't think that we're going to. I don't think we're even going to see Bill Baggio. I don't understand. I don't understand why we got him if he's never going to kick a ball.
But at least we haven't kept the keeper that went to Forest. What's his name?
Henderson. I'll tell you, I'm so glad. He got stuff.
Not good enough.
Yeah. You know what? I'm not even going to say it's not good enough. He had ideas above his station.
Deluded.
And he didn't prove that he was superior to. I mean, some people will say, okay, maybe they think he was a better goalie, but he didn't prove that he was a better goalie. And then the interview that he gave at the beginning of the season about, he should be number 1. Somebody told him. Ollie was the best liar in the whole fucking world. I said it already. For those players to have stayed, transfer window after transfer window, we knew they weren't going to bloody play, but they still stayed and played. So
I know, bad. I know. I don't understand. It was too pally. It was such a close. There was no ruthlessness, and there was no harsh ruthlessness.
15 minutes. Get in there.
16 minutes. Get in, Paddy.
You out. You on your bike. You know, a bit of club. You know, a bit of. You know what I mean? It was a bit. Do you know what Guardiola's done a great job there, hasn't he? Slotted those players that played for him. I was there for that. I'm only going about now, but that City game last season when Ole was in charge with Guardiola, you could see the difference in the manager now they played. I mean, it was just embarrassing. It was like men against. You got a great coach with Ole, bless him, just wasn't. It's like having Liz Truss as Prime Minister at the moment. It just they're out of the league. You know, he was out of his league. It just wasn't. Bless him. I love him to death, Ole Solskjær. But I'm sorry, he was not. You know, you could tell sitting there, bless him, and with a great manager next to him playing the orchestra. You know, you know, another goal.
What games made you happy?
Last season?
No, this season.
This season, I think
what performance?
The Arsenal game when I was there, when Anthony scored his debut, I was jumping up and down brilliantly, and Ratchford getting those goals. I think that, especially when Arsenal were playing brilliantly, they played brilliantly, and you get that's the game for me. I stood up when Anthony scored that goal. I jumped up in the stands, and he fell over the bloke in front. Everyone got really excited, and then the Liverpool game as well. Again, another great win against them. Revenge for last season. Chuffed about those 2 games so far. But you know, it's been a bit up. You know, then the Man City game set things back for me a little bit. But
what mean, I haven't spoken to you. Sorry, Paddy. Sorry, Pat. The Man City game. Did you? Obviously, a lot of people lost their mind, but I just saw it as a game that we lost against a team that we were supposed to lose against. All right, the performance wasn't great, but at the end of the day, it was only 3 points. It's only 3 points that we didn't gain. I wasn't really. It's the next game, the Everton game, is the one that I thought that we needed to be winning, and then the Newcastle game coming up. Those are the two. What was your take on it?
I'll say that again, Mr. B.
Sorry, what was your take on? Were you really pissed off about the Man City defeat?
I was a little bit, but I wasn't surprised, to be fair, as well, especially with Hara. I just thought we would. I thought we had improved. I thought we were going to do really well against them, and how wrong I was, actually. That you could see the fact that we had not. We've got, it was a setback. I thought we'd really improved, but we hadn't done. We got found out, and you can see we went back to square one again. But we're still going to learn a little bit. I maybe got above my station, Mr. B. I thought we really had done well, and I told the lads here we're going to win this game. Martinez is going to harness Haaland, but it wasn't to be, was it? Maybe the tactics were wrong. Maybe Ronaldo should have started. Lots of little things that went on in the game.
We could have probably started all of them players additionally into the team, and still they would have bet us the same score because that's how good they are, lads. In fairness, the only thing that made me happy about the Man City game is that we didn't roll over and get our belly tickled in the second half. Well, no, Man City may have gave up, but we showed a bit of fight for a team that was much better than us and outclassed us. That was the difference, and we have to just take that.
Yeah, you're right. You have to. After there's a lesson learned. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
A few comments in the chat. Can you see the starred comments, Pat?
Yeah.
I've just starred a few. Could you just read those out for me, please?
Yeah, man, no problem. Okay, so if I click on them,
just click on. There you go. Sweet.
Okay, so SHAH is the only one for me. Okay,
I think he's talking about his improvement.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we have bad time saying, to be honest, Aaron Wan-Bissaka doesn't really suit football in general. Okay. So Big G, I'm ready for the backlash. Maguire can improve. He's just got to go back to basics and do it John Stones. That's a fair point. United Community Channel, fair play to Jack. Martinez is a breath of fresh air. Love his attitude. All signings have come in with a new mentality, which is great to see after the shambles of last season.
Can I ask you guys, do you think that we had after the first two games, obviously our thoughts and our hopes had taken a bit of a bashing. Do you think that we're ahead of what we were hoping to be, or right on course, or behind? What's your? I mean, I probably wouldn't have expected to have won the Liverpool game, but then I wouldn't have expected to lose maybe the Brighton game, if you see what I mean. So I think we're probably in the position in that position. I think we're in the right place. What's your thoughts, guys?
I came into the season and I expected us to finish 7th or 8th with a kind of a whirlwind of up and down roller coaster of results, hitting a nice little patch of form, getting a few results, and then all of a sudden just getting beaten here, beaten there, and not getting enough points to get up in the top 4 and finishing around 6th, 7th, 8th. And I've been optimistic if you got higher than that. Now, I didn't expect to get whopped in the first 2 games, and I certainly didn't expect to beat Liverpool and Arsenal before we made it to the Man City game. That's for sure. So, am I happy with it so far? The answer is yes. Is it going to get better? Yeah, we're going to get a few more games where we're going to win, and then all of a sudden we're going to get beaten because we're in a club. We're a club. Well, might as well say club. We're a club and definitely a team in transition of improving and getting rid of a few, let's call them deadwood players.
Paddy?
Old style.
Yeah. You're right about getting rid of those. I'm all for getting rid of these deadwood, definitely. But I think after the first 2 games, I thought, oh my God, here we go. But Ten Hag, he's 5 months in the job. He is improving this game. And the Everton match was great. I thought it was a real turning point. Okay, we've had the Man City match, but the Liverpool and Arsenal Arsenal. I saw an Arsenal fan tonight said you're the only team to have beaten this season. I went, here we are. So that's a really great thing to get. And And I think we are going to improve. Newcastle's a difficult one coming. We've got some difficult games coming up, but I'm looking for us. I want us to get in the top 4 because I want to be in Champions League. That's where the Rolls Royce of where we should be in this club. I know the Europa League has got. OMONDI were good the other night, and I know they're a good side. They scored against us, but playing the Sheriff of Nottingham 11, do you know what I mean? Teams like, you know what I mean, or the Gibraltar 11. These teams. There are going to be some good teams coming up, but. I'm sold on the Champions League. I'm European. Maybe I'm being old school now. That's the league I want to be in. But we're improving. We're doing well. I think we're doing well. That result at Everton's good. It's good. Casemiro, I'm looking forward to coming on, getting that midfield, getting that defence sorted out, and then getting them goals. So I'm pleased, and Rashford hopefully can keep scoring goals.
Yeah, you've fallen in love with Rashford again, didn't you?
A little bit. He's scoring them goals, but. He's hit and miss. I just don't. Do you know the Arsenal game? I'll tell you guys. The Arsenal game. He was in the, and I saw his body language close by. I went, get him off. Just get him off now. Go on. Just get it. Look at him wandering around, not doing anything. And he goes on that ball by Fernandez. There you go. Scored, and he got him going. So he's a little bit frustrating, Rashford. He's a bit frustrating for me at times. But he's got to put the ball in that. We need to win these games and get 3 points and get his ball in that. I know. The other striker, Martial, I'm not a big fan at all. I'm not in the. I know you, Pat. You like him, and you like him, don't you, Mr. B?
Love him to death.
Me and Mr. B, if we came here for an argument about Martial and Rashford, pull our t-shirts up, Team Rashford and Martial.
Go on. You've been here too long, mate. You've been in the club for what, 15 years now. You know what I
mean? Fair enough, Paddy Wagger. But there's other players who I think deserve to go well before that. Well,
yeah, you think so?
Well before them.
I just wonder sometimes if Martial is he going to get any better than he is now?
Martial, he has to stay on the pitch first and stay fit.
Yeah, I think under Ten Hag he's going to improve. The issue is these players play for contracts, and then when they get the contract, they do Mo Salahs and Aubameyangs and don't do nothing. They just sit down on a big fat check.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I agree that they're a disgrace. Some of these players, absolutely, Mr. B, 100% with you, mate, on there, definitely. Definitely.
I don't know. I mean, look, we talk about players in disgrace. Last couple of days, Mbappe's been in the news, guys. Rio obviously had an interview today, and obviously he's wound up a few people, put a few things out there. Mbappe, let's be serious. You having him at the club? Look at the smile of Paddy's. Look at the smile of Paddy's face.
I'm in heaven. Imagine in training against Maguire. He's gone. Harry, was he scored? Yeah, he started. I'm just with him. I know you will be scored.
Sorry, Pat. You go, Pat. I'll before I ask the next question.
I like Mbappe as a footballer, but I think it's all fantasy bringing him to Manchester United, and he's not the type of player we need at the moment. You know what I mean? If he doesn't want to be at PSG for all the money in the world, why on earth does he come to Manchester United at our current state of team? You know.
Well, I mean, there you go. I mean, let's not get this twisted. Mbappe is an elite footballer, but he also comes with. He just never seems to be happy. He's getting paid close to $1 million a week.
Yeah.
Playing for his boyhood club, and he's still not happy by the sounds of things.
Do you remember when Zlatan was at Manchester United, right? And Paul Pogba was there at the same time, and you could see the difference of when Paul Pogba walked in on an interview with Zlatan and Thierry Henry. And Zlatan has the prowess and the record to be able to turn around the Pogba, no matter what amount of money he's on or the one World Cup he won. All right, here you're in the presence of greatness here. Go on over there and sit down, little boy. All right. So if Mbappe wants to come to a club like Manchester United, we need players in the team that will be able to tell him off and put him in his place. And I don't think we're going to have that at the moment. We have one or two, but not a lot of them.
You need a Roy Keane in there, but there's a one-off, aren't there? But there's players of that method and that stature.
Casemiro off the top of my head, Varane would be two, but Varane doesn't look like the kind of player that puts people in their place. I'd say Martinez was, but that's only because he's a headbanger.
Yeah. We need a yeah. The lunatics are great in there. We need a lunatic. You sort yourself out. You know, who are you talking to? Go out.
If we really need lunatic, I mean, look, Ten Hag's styles. He seems to be very strong on team harmony. I'm just not sure that Mbappe with the back. I say he's got back. He's got back. I'm not gonna say I don't want Mbappe, but I just want Man United team to be happy. To be honest, and if somebody's coming in, there's somebody in there who's gonna cause a chaos, then do we really want? I'll take him. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Of course you would. Pure fantasy it is.
But the thing is, I hate these stories, don't they? That people get touted around and Messi's coming to United next week. You know, these fantasy stories. It does your head in a little bit. And he's supposed to go to Real Madrid. That's his boyhood. That's his club apparently last season. So I don't know where about Man United's come from, and we can't afford him anyway, can we? With the Glazers being the way they are, so that's just fantasy world, isn't it?
Talking of, would you think we're spending money? But see, this is the thing. This is the stuff that I like. So, Mr. UK Strange, please, how is it a possibility on FIFA 23?
Okay, so was it not about 3 to 4 weeks ago we were talking about Manchester United not even having 100 million in our transfer budget? Now all of a sudden we're using the Bank of England to buy Mbappe for Manchester United.
Exactly, yeah. Because how much is he worth?
I don't know. Jesus Christ! It must. I mean,
same price as the Canary Islands or something like that.
Yeah, he must. I mean, I couldn't even begin to think of the figures. Ooh, Bill Baggio. I don't think Bill Baggio likes him. I'm not going to repeat what he said, but I know.
But he's maybe Bill's got a point. Is he? I never want a Pogba in the club again. Who insults the club again, insults its history. I never want that again. I want players who want to play for this club. But is Mbappe come? Will he cause a problem in the dressing room? Will he got an ego? I don't know. What do you think?
Eric Ten Hag is not going to sign a player like Mbappe, you're right. And Dean Henderson is talking about, I left Manchester United before they got rid of me. I'm sure his cards were well marked before Eric Ten Hag came through that door. This fella's played 3 games for us and he thinks he's England's #1, bloody Man United's #1. And here he is next year at Notts Forest. No disrespect to Notts Forest, but they only came into the league, right? I don't see any other teams throwing themselves in front of the Man United doors to say we want Dean Henderson.
Yeah.
So there's too many of these lunatics who haven't proved their worth yet. Like there's one rule in business when it comes to getting money. You won't have to ask for your money if you prove your worth. And Dean Henderson has not proved his worth to get a #1 spot or a big contract. So we don't want players like that at our club. We want humble, controlled lunatics.
The bar's up there somewhere. We're not going to have mediocre ability down there.
Pat, you're all about ruthless aggression. I want controlled ruthless aggression, like Martinez and Anthony. I want little borderline lunatics who are great and they get us all on our feet. That's what I want, Pat. Who aren't going to get sent off.
I like that one. I like that one. Borderline lunatics. I like that one.
They can just about hold it in so they don't get that second yellow.
No messing. I definitely the same, Pat. I want them to barge them out the way, get them goals, get the wins. I want winners. I want high standards winners. Do you know what I mean? That's what I want.
I don't think Big G wants Mbappe at the club.
Jesus, I'm not reading that.
Unless it's cotton wool sandpaper.
Exactly. What do you mean?
Oh God. Oh wow. Look.
All right, so UK Strangers came back for you, Mr. B. Mr. B, we've got funds. We just need to put a bit more pressure on the owners. We can afford any player in the world. It's the owners who don't want to splash the cash.
Okay, but I'm going to ask you again a question. Is Mbappe something that we need when we're dying for a right back? I still think we need another central midfielder. Mbappe would be the cherry on top of the icing, on top of the strawberry, on top of the jam filling. I don't think we're ready for that. There's so much more rebuilding that needs to be done.
But he can win games though, Mr. B, couldn't he? He could win your matches though with his his lightning pace. I mean, in his Premiership, I think he could.
But Rashford's got lightning pace. Go on.
I think
so.
Yeah. So go on, Pat.
He's currently sitting at a value of 144 million, according to the transfer market.
No chance. Right? That's easy. There's nobody. 144 mil. No chance. That's
according to the transfer market. Okay. Now, if he was worth every penny of that 144 million, the Champions League winners Real Madrid would have bought him to improve their squad, and they haven't. And they've always bought the best when they're available, and they haven't. So there has to be a reason for it. And it can't just be like Real Madrid are not that kind of broke team. They just sell another part of the stadium again and call it something else. They're as bad as Barcelona, I think.
Sorry, Exhibit's got one here. Sorry.
You don't need a right back because Eric Ten Hag stated Lindelof and Malachi can play right back.
Can I just say, did you see Lindelof play right back this season? And how shit he was?
Well, yeah.
No, I can't have that one, to be honest. Sorry to jump in on that one, but I can't have that one. Ooh.
He says Lindelof can play right back. He didn't say where. Probably in training.
This is somebody new. Mbappe.
Welcome, Nicholas. Kaza. I'm going to butcher your name, buddy. Welcome, Nicholas. Yeah. Mbappe can win a game, but can also mess the mood in the dressing room. The lad got a bad ego, worse than Pogba. When will we learn? It's true.
It sounds like it's an ego thing with him that a lot of people then what's up?
Bad Times asked, right, if Mbappe is 140 million, right? How much is Anthony on that same website? And I'm going to pretend like I know while this is loading up. 67 million. So that website's wrong. If Anthony's 67 million, that means Mbappe must be another inflated million, 275 million.
Jesus, yeah. I'd rather have Anthony, I must say. Love him.
No, I know. I think you're gonna. Do you know what? I'm going to get you Anthony. I can't afford the shirt, but I'm going to get you Anthony letters to iron onto the back of the shirt.
Fantastic.
I know. I can see. You know what? We're gonna leave the show with Paddy smiling. It's a long time since I've been on. The last time I saw you weren't happy, bro.
It's been some difficult times, though, Mr. B, hasn't it? And Pat will bear me out on this. But it's a real. And when you go to these games and driving back from. You know, but then again, it's going to happen. All those years of going up to Old Trafford and the Fergie, you get those years of love, and then when you go back to what we had last season, well, it was just the worst, wasn't it? It's nice to there's be a little bright spots happening now, so it's really good, you know, pleasing. But when we go 1-0 down, I mean, the other thing I was going to come back to, Pat, when we're hanging on to games, we're hanging on. I don't like that at all. We've got to just try and be strong and put these games to bed. That's the only thing that worries me a little bit. We could be like
but we are still. I think that's one thing we're definitely working on, Pat, is trying to kill games off in the first half so we can bring the young fellas in the second half. I think he is trying to do that. Like in the last Omundi game, we weren't deliberately not trying to score in that first half. It was like Anthony and Ronaldo were falling over the ball, trying to kick it into the net until Rashford and Martial came on the second half, So, look, we'll get better. We're improving all the time. And even if we get beat at the moment, I'm happy with the improvement that I see. That's all I can say at the moment.
Yeah, of course. I get that. Totally. And I think, you know what? I wrote Ronaldo off a week after the Omonia game. But when he came out of Everton, he was the business. He got that goal. Fantastic.
Oh, right.
You write him off at your peril.
Yeah, I think he's going to go on a run. But even if he does, guess what? We're not going to be talking about it for today. We'll probably talk about it tomorrow. Guys, Paddy, you know what, bruv? Don't leave it so long, man. I thought I offended you, bruv.
No, bro, good, man. I'm good. All good. They've got the whole agenda's the business, mate. Pat, yourself, and Monday and Errol, man. All the business, mate. I love the chat. We've got to keep the chatter good. Everyone's not going to agree. Everyone's opinion. That's what football's about, isn't it? And that's it.
That's it, Paddy Wagger.
you know, and you know this game. I love this game so much. I love this team so much, you know, massively. So it's I want to do. I see him doing really well. You know what I mean,
Pat, I'm not gonna say where can we find you. I'm not ending the show like that because you're only bloody here. So guys in the guys in the chat, man, it's good to see you. Obviously, we didn't go through the comments, but it was a short show. We wanted to bang one in and out, so we've done that. Paddy, hope to see you again real soon.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Great to talk to you, Paddy Packer.
Cheers,
anytime I see you upset, I'm just gonna mention the word Anthony.
Yeah.
Guys in the chat, thanks for watching, guys. This has been the Wednesday edition of the agenda.
One more thing. BT Sports tonight, 10:15. The football's on. Is the name of the show, and you'll catch me, Mr. B. Is it 10:15, 10:30? I think it's 10:15 because I said 10:30 and you corrected me saying 10:15.
Oh, did I? Oh shit! Yeah. All right, well, yeah. Well, yeah.
10:15. The football's on BT Sports tonight. You'll see myself, Mr. B, and OMONDI on it.
Brilliant. So, I'll look at that tonight. Definitely. Yeah, definitely, mate. I saw it. Brilliant stuff.
All right. Cheers, lads.
Guys, we are gone. Thank you again. You don't have to be here. I appreciate that you were. Please hit the share, like, and subscribe button. We need the shares or Solo's going to start slapping heads. Guys, thank you very much. See you soon. Cheers. Bye.
Okay.